Okay. So, Cassie, I need to get reviews of movies from Zapper.
Oh.
If you've seen these movies or you have any intel on these films, you're more than welcome to
Okay.
chime in.
All right.
So there's a laundry list of movies that I seem to be the only person that likes them, and I forced them on Zapper.
Some of them. There's more.
It's some. I think there's. Well, I haven't made you watch Cabaret.
I think I would probably like Cabaret. That's considered a great movie. So
I think you'd like Cabaret as well. I haven't made you watch Harvey yet. I just realized that you've never seen Harvey, and so you're gonna have. I just love Jimmy Stewart and pretty much anything he's in.
okay.
And
Spend any time in
what?
France?
Huh?
I said spend any time in France.
Is Jimmy Stewart's pants France? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
they love him in France. He's very popular even today in France.
Oh, I thought it was the Hey Lady guy that they like in France.
Hey lady.
Who is that?
That guy. Now I'm looking it up. Great, yeah.
Was that guy. Cassie, you knew, you weren't saying.
I knew what?
Yeah, that it was Jerry Lewis we were talking.
Of course
That's
I
the one.
did. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, these arms are too long for this.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay. Oh, and I haven't made you yet. Now that I found out that you haven't seen it, I have to make you watch The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Do I have to?
I saw a preview for that, but I haven't seen it either.
It's got
Oh,
Burt
which is
Reynolds in it, so...
Burt Reynolds, Dolly Parton, and Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Stars Burt Reynolds and his awesome mustache.
Which, being so close to Dollywood and being in Tennessee, you think I would, have seen that somewhere in my lifetime, but I have not.
It was the best little whorehouse you ever did see.
It's the nicest whorehouse you ever did saw. I think you'd like it, Cassie. Although I'm not too sure about your opinion of musicals.
I'm not really a big fan, but, I can live with it. As long as it's not fucking Grease, I'm okay. I've seen Grease so many times unwillingly.
Speaking of Grease.
Speaking of musicals, speaking of Grease and Olivia Newton-John, Zapper, you just got done watching, but some would say forced to watch, Xanadu.
Yes.
I absolutely love that fucking movie, but I'll be the first to tell you it is a horrible piece of shit.
It is a horrible piece of shit. It was not very good. But on that note, the music was very good by ELO and Olivia Newton-John, and the animated scene by Don Bluth was, exactly what you'd expect from Don Bluth. It was just great. Other than that, it was terrible. It's really bad. So,
do you have any experience with Xanadu, Cassie?
Not really. I've seen maybe some bits and pieces of it in reviews, but that's about it.
I'm giving you something to say, so it sounds like you're a proper internet review critic, okay? Well, I'm going to say what did you think of Xanadu, Cassie? And you're going to say this. Just a second.
I think this review's scripted. I don't know. Xanadu.
Xanadu? More
No,
like
Cassie.
Xanadu.
What did you think of the movie Xanadu?
Too late. I just said if you weren't paying attention, you missed
I
it.
talked over you.
Oh boy.
Zaffer, what did you think of the movie Xanadu?
Xanadu. More like Xana don't.
That was fail. We just failed. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was indeed something awful. Okay, so back to this picture.
Not as awful as one of the other movies Dave made me watch.
Oh, which one would that be?
The first movie that I made you watch that was in my pantheon of movies that only Dave likes was Project A-ko.
No.
Oh.
It wasn't?
No, the first one you made me watch in your pantheon was Condor Man!
Oh, no. You saw the Project Echo first.
Did I really? Okay, whatever.
Yeah. But we're on...
That was the anime where they have really big boobs, right?
They got a lot of things in that
one. Which one is that? That seems to be
The one where they have, like, the chocolate slide and the yogurt slide?
What?
Or is that a different movie?
That's a different movie.
Anime.
What movie are you talking about?
I wish there was a chocolate and
Oh, no, that was
slide
Aiken. That was Aiken. Or however you say that.
I'll teach you the chocolate slide.
Project Echo is awful.
No, it's not.
It is it is an anime, that is
Oh,
true.
no, wait, that was the other one where, or I think this might be it, where, like, he wants a harem of women.
No.
Like, I've seen so much random shit, and I'm like, it sounds familiar to this, but I can't seem to put my finger on which one it is.
So why don't you explain the plot of Project Echo, Zaffer?
Okay, there is a girl. Her name is Echo. She has superpowers. For some reason...
She's a redhead. That's important.
She is a sexy redhead. She's got a friend who is a blonde, who is the most annoying character ever in a movie. Ever. Like,
yes.
Like, 5 minutes into the movie, I was like, if this character doesn't die, then this movie was completely not worth it.
And she ends up being the central character.
She ends up being the most important character in the movie. And okay, so Echo has started the new school year, and they're all having fun, I guess, but she'd rather be outside in mech suits, because they've got mech suits just lying around.
Not Echo, the annoying character.
No, Echo wants to be outside. She keeps...
No. Biko is the blonde one. No, Biko is the purple-haired one. Seiko is the blonde one.
Oh, God. Anyway...
So they don't even bother giving these people names?
You know, they're just A, B, and C. So they go outside, and she cries, and she cries, and she cries, because she fucked up her lunch, or something. And, she made her, like, sushi, but she used, like, only wasabi, so, like, Eiko got sick, and then the blonde one just cries and cries and cries, and cries and cries and cries, and cries and cries and cries, to the point where they get detention because she cries and cries and cries. Then, there's this one with purple hair, dark purple hair, and she's sexually attracted to Eiko. She really... Seiko.
She's sexually attracted to Seiko.
Wait, she's attracted to the blonde one?
Yes.
What the Oh, yeah, and Eiko keeps getting in the way. Yes, Eiko keeps getting in the way. So, you've got this stupid love triangle that's not a love triangle at all. And then aliens show up.
Yes.
As they do. But it turns out that the annoying blonde one is the empress of the aliens, and she's just too stupid to remember, or something. And, then they get into a whole bunch of fights with sexy suits that barely cover anything on their body, like they're practically nude.
No. Just Biko has the sexy suit.
Oh,
they pointed out by asking if she's cold in it.
Yes, and pointed out by asking if she's cold in it. They destroy pretty much all of Tokyo.
Hi, Drake. Drake just popped in. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. They destroy almost all of Tokyo. Hundreds of thousands of people die. But It's okay because at least they had fun.
Yeah.
It's
a wonderful movie.
With 5 or 10 minutes left in the movie, I realized the movie is a parody of anime. Because I looked it up on Wikipedia. It took me a while. Because, it's played straight. So I once I realized it was a parody of anime, I was kind of like, okay, this is a little better, I guess, now that I know that it's supposed to be terrible. There is a scene in it where they're at a movie theater, and they're watching...
This is your favorite bit, yeah.
Yeah, they're watching a movie, and the movie is a slasher film in the same vein as, like, Friday the 13th, but it's Colonel Sanders, being the killer, and he's got, like, a really creepy face, and it's awesome. And, what else can I say about Project Echo?
Okay. Real quick to show how close you were paying attention to the movie. How many male characters are in the film? Oh, did I lose Zapper?
None. There are absolutely no male characters in the film. I had to think if there was just one like that you saw for like a second. Yeah, there was one. Yeah. It's Colonel Sanders in a movie.
Colonel Sanders, maybe Aiko's father.
Maybe.
Superman.
Oh yeah, Aiko's father is Superman. I forgot about that.
Okay. Something I'm gonna have to watch when I'm really bored.
No, you don't.
I'm sure I've seen worse.
My number one problem with it is that I think a lot of the gags in the movie, a lot of the jokes are cultural, and we don't get the culture because we're, not from there. So,
yeah, stupid Americans.
Yeah, stupid Americans. So,
Canadian.
Yeah.
We'll not leave out.
And, yeah,
Damn round eye.
I did not like Project Echo very much. I didn't hate it as much as someone else we know, but I did not like it very much.
No, Ash did not like it at all.
She did not.
She got very angry at me for it.
I do think that we learned a lot about Dave through watching this movie.
Yeah, probably, especially the second one.
The second?
Condor Man.
Oh, Condor Man. Condor Man was fun. I liked it.
Okay, good.
Condor Man.
Yeah, have you happened to see Condor Man, Cassie?
No.
Guess
Okay.
No, seriously, guess what it's about?
A guy who's a condor?
Almost.
It's about this guy. He's a comic book artist who wants to be this superhero, but he also wants to be James Bond and has these James Bond gadgets.
Yes.
And well, Zapper, what was the plot to Condor Man? It was essentially From Russia with Love, right?
It's essentially From Russia with Love. He from memory, it's been a little while. He goes to deliver a package for the CIA because his buddy who is in the CIA has a cold or something like that and can't do it that day. And he takes it really, really seriously, like overzealously seriously, and ends up starting something with the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out that he was actually right. And he also wants to bring his comic book character Condor Man to life, who is a man who can glide a little bit.
A little bit. All right, you ready for your quiz questions?
Okay.
Can you sing the theme song to Condor Man?
Oh, Condor Man. Dun, 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 dun.
Good. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, Condor Man. Does Condor Man have a car?
Yeah.
Is there a car inside that car?
Yeah.
Does he have a boat?
Yeah.
Is there a fucking laser gun mounted on the back?
Yes, there is. And he fucking kills people with it.
Yeah. And did Disney make this movie?
Yes. Condor Man.
I'm sorry, Cassie.
He falls off of a ski lift. That was my favorite moment.
Yes, he does fall out of his ski.
Or he gets blown off of a ski lift. Something happens. He falls off of a ski lift.
Right. The ski lift gets severed, and then they fall like rag dolls.
Yes. Yeah, that was it.
It seemed so good, Zapper had to rewind it to watch it again.
We rewound it and watched it like 10 times. It was pretty good. And the scene where the guy got blown up and you can see the dummy fly off the boat, that was pretty amazing. But yeah, I liked Condor Man. I got some chuckles. It was
yes.
really stupid. Like, it's a comedy. It's really stupid, and that's why it's funny. It's
what? Oh, okay.
So yeah, I would recommend Condor Man if you like to have a movie that you can watch for laughs.
Yeah. Thwatsi has seen it apparently.
Awesome. Condor Man.
Yay. His stock just went up. He might be the next person we draw a picture for.
Uh-oh.
What's next on your review roster?
Bloodsport.
We did Xanadu, we did Condor Man and Project Echo.
And yes, you do get to see Eiko's tits in the first 5 seconds of the movie.
Oh yeah. There's some hentai in there.
Oh, I forgot the most important thing about Project A-ko, the thing that pissed me off the most about that movie. It is
Okay.
brilliantly animated.
It's great, right?
The animation in it is absolutely astounding.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie's shit.
It's a great movie. Shut your whore mouth.
It's like, I love Akira. Like, I actually love Akira. I think it's a great movie. I think the animation's great in that and everything, but, this one...
I think the animation is great in Akira, but I think it's a dumb movie.
Yeah, I don't like Akira.
Akira's one of my favorites, so there you go. Tat.
Okay, so last night you and I watched RoboCop 2 together. You had not seen it in like 20 years.
I hadn't seen it since the early 90s. Like, I remember when I was little, I guess the movie was new. I would have been about 8 years old. I watched it like on a daily basis for a little while because it's awesome. And I'm happy to say that watching it 25 to 20 years, or wait, how long? Yeah, at least 20 years later. At least 20 years later. It holds up. It is still just as awesome as I remember it from when I was a kid. Not as good as the original
movie. No, it's inferior to the. Do you have any RoboCop experience, Cassie, besides that one fanfiction?
I probably haven't seen RoboCop since I was little.
Oh, okay. Well, real quick, Cassie, where does RoboCop keep his memory core?
Apparently in his ass.
I did listen to that one. I listened to that one on Dave's recommendation, and I laughed just about as hard as Dave did.
Yeah, I couldn't breathe for a little while after.
I had to turn it off for a few minutes so I could, compose myself to listen to the rest of it.
Okay. And the last movie for you to review, and it sort of leads into what I'm hoping we'll be reading for Cassie's channel here, was Angry Birds the movie. I absolutely love the movie. Critics did not, and I think a lot of people did not, but I thought it was great, and I made you watch it.
Yes, I did watch Angry Birds the other day, and I'm gonna just say it. The movie's good. I had also heard the reviews. I had heard one of our other friends had watched it and hated it, and I had very, very, very bad feelings going into this movie. Like, oh god, like here we go, it's fucking Angry Birds. I'm gonna say a controversial thing here. It could be the best video game movie ever made.
I think so too, but that's not saying a lot for
video game movies.
Yeah.
For video movies.
They do exactly, they take the game and they made it into a movie. They do exactly what happens in the game, in the movie, and it is a core part of the actual story. Like, it's necessary to the plot. It's not just something they threw in because, I guess we gotta have them do this because it's in the game.
Hold on, responding to chat real quick. Swatzy, yes, the car chase in Condor Man was pretty fucking awesome.
It was long.
It was long? No, it was great. Shut up. Robo Hunter, I think, came after RoboCop. And, present Hall Pass? What? Second request? Oh, okay. No, I have no idea what the Hall Pass thing is about. But anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead. Angry Birds.
Angry Birds is good. It's good. It's got a good cast. I really liked, who's that little fat guy that was in,
Terrence?
No, Terrence. I said Terrence. You like him. He's your favorite character.
Oh, the yellow one, Chuck.
Yeah, he's played by, I think his name's Josh Gad or something like
that. Something like that. I don't know the actor's names.
Oh, okay. It's got Danny McBride.
Everybody in this movie is people I've never heard of.
Oh, you've never heard? Yeah, that's true. He had never heard of Peter Dinklage either, and Peter Dinklage plays the great and wise bald eagle, and
Mighty Eagle.
Yeah, Mighty Eagle.
Mighty Eagle. Caw-caw.
The movie's got some really weird humor in it.
Not for kids, right?
Not for kids, no.
No, some of the humor is not for children.
A lot of SNL people in it. Bill Hader's in it. I probably said his name wrong, but he does the voice of the Bad Pigs. That guy is so good at doing voices. Like, I was actually shocked when I found out he was the one doing the voice, because I was like, whoa, this guy's really good at doing voices. I I don't know. I thought it was really cute. I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. And the puns did make me laugh, and I usually hate puns, but there were some good puns in the movie.
Well, they were sort of polycentric puns. I said in the chat earlier, "Pluck my life," and that was from the movie.
The weirdest part of the movie was when the teacher bird started like shitting out these magic eggs that exploded everywhere, and I was like, okay, that's weird. But that's actually the same reaction that the characters had in the movie, so.
Right. Okay. Well, my teacher can fire shit out of her ass. The weirdest part of the movie for me was the evil pig. He has some kind of fantasy about rolling in the grass with an egg.
Yes. That's not the. No, that was great. I loved that.
He totally wants to fuck that egg.
He does. Oh my god. So yeah, the plot of the movie is basically the pigs come, they say, we come in peace, we want to be friends, and here's some new technology and all this other crazy stuff, and they're like, wow, these guys are really awesome. But it turns out the pigs are just there to steal all their eggs so they can eat them, because they're pigs. And that's...
Totally an analogy for European Islamic immigration.
Yes, totally.
What does it involve? The thing happens, and then they go to the eagle, America, and they ask him to do something, and we're too fat, and we're lazy, and we're pissing in everybody's pool. Yes. So they go across the ski, and they bomb a foreign town.
They bomb a foreign nation into smithereens, and then just...
And then party on the way back home, yeah.
Yeah, party and dance. Dance to 80s music.
Right. So, okay, anyway, Cassie?
Oh, another thing about the movie is
okay.
It is beautiful. It is very nice to look at.
Yeah, it's well done.
Like, as far as kids' movies go, it's one of the more colorful ones I can remember seeing in a long time, so I did like that about it.
It's one of the best things to come out of Finland since Women.
What?
And some of the Finlandese women are kind of cute.
Alright. I just don't know what you're talking about. So. Take your word for it.
Par for the course.
So yeah, I do actually recommend Angry Birds. I think the movie got a bad rap for some reason, probably because people were like, "Why are they making that into a movie?" But
I feel like it got a bad rap because there's a lot of non-kid humor in there, and they advertised it as a family-friendly film.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question. Have either of you seen the Nightmare on Elm Street remake?
No.
No, not as such. I'm looking. I am kind of. It's on my list of things to watch, but I'm sort of cringy because.
Yeah.
I understand that they make Freddy a little bit more rapey in this one.
Yes, he's a straight up pedophile in this one.
He's a straight up pedophile in the last one.
Was he?
Yes.
I thought that
they burned him alive.
I watched it recently, and I thought they just suspected him of being a pedophile and burned him alive, and it was because that he was innocent that he's like, fuck you all, I'm gonna kill you.
No, from what I understood, in the original movie, they made it very obvious, but then a big case in real life hit, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna kind of tone this down.
Yeah, okay, that must be what happened then.
Right. No, I remember getting into an argument on one of these streams with somebody.
It was me.
About who's better, Jason or Freddy. And I said, well, Jason's not a pedophile.
But the reason I bring it up is it's one of those movies like everybody hated, but me and my brother actually liked. Because in my opinion, it wasn't a great movie, but it was okay. Like if you for some reason had to go through a remake, that's kind of how I would want a remake done.
Honestly, from what I've heard from the people that I watch, like I only watch a couple critics, that is pretty much what they had to say about the movie. Whereas compared to the Halloween remake, where we get a whole backstory of Michael Myers, and we get to see him as a kid, and see that he had a hard knock life and all that stuff, which is completely unnecessary.
It's a hard knock life.
Now, my brother saw that. He really liked the first movie, but then he took me to see the second one, because he really wanted to see it. Oh my god, that movie was shit. So much shit.
It is.
I have not seen the second Rob Zombie Halloween, but I did like the first one.
I don't like that.
They sort of played Danny Trejo a little like a wimp, but Get somebody. I understand that characters are wimpy, but get somebody other than Danny Trejo to play him.
Danny Trejo's in that?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's like one of the guards at the mental ward. He's the only one who's nice to Mike, and Mike kills him anyway. Okay, Cassie, what do you think of this bird?
Looks good.
Okay. That is pretty cute. I like it.
Okay. Well then, I'm gonna erase this. I'm gonna find out who we're drawing for next. Who did we draw for last time? Does anybody remember?
I don't even know.
We might just. Well, how about since Thawatsi
likes Condor Man?
He's not even on the list. He needs to be added to the list, and he likes Condor Man, so we'll give him the next poll.
I'm trying to think, Dave. Have I made you watch any of the bad movies that I like yet?
I don't know. Which bad movies do you
I don't
like?
know. What movies have I made you watch? I don't know if I've made you watch any. I keep I've told him like 100 times to watch Children of Men, but that's not a bad movie, so.
You guys, if you haven't already, should watch Tank Girl.
I remember seeing it in the 90s when it came out, and I remember absolutely hating it, so that might be an interesting thing to revisit.
I remember it was on when I was with my father, and this is when, he was like, needed somebody to constantly be with him because of his Alzheimer's, and he wasn't really watching anything, but I saw that Tank Girl was on, and I'm like, hey, cool, I like that movie, even though it's not great. And I'm like, hey, Dad, do you care if I watch that? And he's like, no, go ahead. And I flipped it, and he watched a few minutes of it with me, and then he just looked at me, smiled, shook his head, got up, and went to bed. It's like, yeah, I know, Dad, but I like the movie.
That's a good story.
Is the waiter still here? We need him to tell us what's going in this space here.
Who?
Thawatsi. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. I keep saying Thawatsi, but it doesn't.
Well,
it's
you
not
keep
spelled
calling me
like that.
Kleb, so whatever.
Oh, well, you are Klebcat, right?
I'm Caleb.
Is that an E or an A there?
It's my initials, but I pronounce it Caleb.
Oh,
like K.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I read it as Kleb too.
Everybody does, and then I'm just like, no.
You need to.
So you should do like K-Leb, so then it's like Caleb.
Well, it's been like
capital K, capital L.
Well, it was originally my fanfic author pen name, and I didn't know what to call myself. So I'm like, okay, I'll use the initials of my name, and then I'll just stick like cat on the end.
Well, there you go. So now we know the truth, and you have a perfect name for a secondary Sona if you ever want one. Well, at least we were all wrong.
But that's why every time I do my show, I'm like, hey guys, it's Caleb.
I thought you were just telling the audience.
No! That's how I pronounce it, even though it's Kleb. Because I looked at that and I'm like, how would I say that? And I'm like, Caleb.
Educated, please do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love.
Another movie you guys should see. I don't know if either of you would care for it, but I loved it because it was just the live action movie for Cutie Honey.
I'm sorry, what?
The live action movie for Cutie Honey.
Cutie Honey?
Yes, Cutie Honey.
Is that like an anime?
Yeah, well, yes.
Okay. I don't know how I didn't just know that from the name.
But I don't.
I don't really know anybody else in my circle of friends who have watched it or even care about it.
I honestly, I'm trying to think of bad movies that I know are bad, but I like them.
Yeah, I like Warriors of Virtue, but I don't know if you would really consider that a bad.
That one with the little kangaroo dudes, like they're like the Ninja Turtles.
I'm looking for your Amanda or Toedas. Yeah, I hear Warriors of Virtue was a pretty terrible movie.
I made my friend laugh a couple times because I do use the "it was a lifeline."
Now, I haven't seen the sequel to it.
There's a sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I can't find anybody that, hosts that video, so I can't watch it, but I want to.
Oh, yeah, Dave, I found your thing that you were telling me to find on the internet's the mod for that game or whatever.
Yeah. You told me.
Oh, did I? Okay, just making sure. There's like this thing for Metroid and
Metroid 2, right?
Yeah, and Nintendo had it taken down, so it's not as easy to get a hold of them down. But I found it, so
yay!
Take that, Nintendo. Don't.
Dave does what a Nintendo.
Yeah. Heavy Metal. Everyone's probably seen that, but that's a movie that I can acknowledge as bad.
It's your one-way ticket to midnight.
Well, it's a very 90s thing, so...
Oh, God, 90s?
Was it 90s?
Out like 1983.
Yeah. See, I mostly watched it, of course, when I existed, like, from 84 into the 90s. So I associate it with the 90s, really. Oh. So in my mind, it's a 90s movie, even though it's not, and I have to keep being corrected on this.